Nearly a dozen fire departments were called to this fire and fight it at a former supper club in Manitowoc County early this morning.
Fire crews doing the best they could in bitter cold temperatures that created a challenge to keep the water flowing. Emily Byer on scene all day today. She joins you now with a closer look at the impact of volunteer firefighters in rural communities. Emily.
Bill and Cammie, take a look behind me here. This is all that is left of this building here. You can see all the damage and all of the debris. Back in the day, this was known as Rindell's Countryside Inn. Folks here tell us it was a beloved supper club that people were hopeful would see new life in the future.
I grew up across the road from this place, so just meant a little emotional.
Bruce Stenson tells us he's lived just down the street from the former Rindell's Supper Club his whole life.
I was engulfed and we needed a lot of help, and so I came down here and helped out where I could as being a retired fireman. But these guys are all my brothers, and all of these departments came in. They were phenomenal. I mean, everybody works so well together. You just wouldn't know what it's like when it's 20 below zero and the wind's blowing and all these guys are working together and nobody's complaining.
Stenson opening his doors for relief from the cold.
That's just what anybody in this community would do. There's such a close-knit community. Everybody just goes and helps out. People bring in food and coffee, and so it's just it's just a tough night for all of us that have grown up in this. I'm going to be 64 years old, and I spent my entire life across the road from it.
The bitter temperatures creating some challenges in the firefight. The Manitowoc Highway Department coming in to salt and block off the area.
We're just securing the scene with it being so close to the roadway, and lots of onlookers now. We just don't want anybody getting too close to it.
Fire crews were able to put out the fire before noon today. Thankfully, no one was hurt. And for some, today was a learning experience to inspire the next generation of young firefighters serving rural communities.
One of the young gentlemen here that is in the building shying away from the camera is an apprenticeship program. He's a senior in high school, and you can't be on until you're 18, but he was here. He can't go in a building, but he can learn. And this is his second major fire we've had this winter, and he's been a godsend. We need young people. These high schoolers come here and become part of this department, and they look up to us.
The firefighters today from nearly a dozen volunteer fire departments setting a good example in teamwork, resilience, and community. As for the building, officials say it's a complete loss. It has been vacant for years, but folks tell us they were hopeful for a future.
We were really excited to have an eating place in the community again, and it's not going to happen now, at least not right now, unless they decide to rebuild. So we hope the best for the people that own it, and so we're going to see where that all goes.